Speaking of evil, so there's our Cathedral of Joy. That's what we're going to call this. Sword is a silent takedown. Add 100 more health. Hold attack to charge strike. Interesting. Yeah, gotta have lava for stained glass. That's a good idea. Interesting. Why are we still doing this anyways? Like that, our motive seems to be dripping further and further away from like reasonability. Ah, shoot! Now we aggroed. It's got some nice damage though, even without the charge. Oh goodness. Alright, everyone, turn your chapters to page 37 of the Lava Book. Yeah, one thing I wanted to talk about is the viscerality. It's not great. I've seen worse, I've heard worse, but I haven't been what you would call impressed so far. Damn it, Dream Whisperer. Thank you very much for the donation. Give me a moment. I'll put that towards Alundra. Witcher 3 and Plague Tale 2. Always appreciate you, Dream Whisperer. Thank you. And now in like 3 days, I'm like, I forgot to say thank you. Granted, this is a bad time to talk about viscerality because this sword has terrible viscerality. What the crap. But, you know what, hang on. Let's, while we're standing here, let's actually go over here. It doesn't matter, whatever. Just pick a stage. Start with everything, start. So, pistols. The flash is not great. I'll start with that. But that flash is actually distracting, especially when you get interior like this. That's not great. And the pistol sound is, well, not great. This is fine. But honestly, more what I was expecting from the pistol. It's fine. I don't have a lot of complaints for it. It's just, yeah, okay, sure. This thing is probably our first gun that's got something going on. It also does a decent chunk of change. So that's our first gun with actual impact, too. Honestly, this is kind of anemic. I have been thoroughly unimpressed with the assault rifle the entire game. It's useful in very specific circumstances, like if there's a cluster of enemies in some spot, or a big enemy like a boss, sure. It also has this problem. The hunting rifle is a weird one, because the impact is fantastic. It is pretty much, it's a sniper rifle. It's a one-shotter. It's a, hey, die. Or something with more health I could show it off on. I can't even see anything right now. Whatever, you get the point. You've seen me one-shot decent enemies with this thing. Sound is not great. Visual doesn't even exist. But it's got decent impact. Again, viscerality there. Hang on, Alchemist. So then we've got the crossbow. Am I out of enemies? I can't be out of enemies. There's no way. So impact is not great. I get that piercing is sort of the point. I do like the green trail. I even like the ammo as it sits in your crossbow. But I mean, that's just, there's a reason I don't really do this much. I will go ahead and admit, I don't like the mortar, viscerality-wise. It's actually great mechanically. You know, like I said, it's a skill gun, and I like that. But I mean, listen to this. Which just leaves, I think, yeah, just the rivet. Hang on. This one. No, exactly, and I am making a point with that. I did deliberately pick a stage with some kickin' music. And the reason why is because, I can point to several examples, but Doom 4 is probably the most overt. You can still hear the guns in Doom 4, right? The Rivet is probably one of our better guns in terms of this, just pure viscerality. Look at that. It's a nice sharp, right there, like that metal skeening sound. You hear that? The impact, the explosion sound is the same sound the mortar had, but the launch sound is a little bit better. The explosion is a little bit better. The aim is a little bit better. It's probably the best viscerality gun we have. But even then, and I agree with Mr. Red, the explosions are just kind of anemic in this game, which is very strange. So overall, not the worst. But I think our standouts here are Rifle for impact, Super Shotgun for sound, and the Rivet for sound and impact. I mean, there is something satisfying about being like, boop. Oh, actually missed. Excuse me. Boop. Oh, timed it wrong. Whatever. No, I actually agree, Dakota. So, I'm thinking, honestly, a singular positive to viscerality. Pretty much an aggregate across everything. And that's about as much as I'm willing to go with that. Because I think it also deserves a negative. Good for the good, bad for the bad. Functionally a wash. Okay, I was turned around. I'm going this way. What the hell is that? Also, again, lava for stained glass. Gotta have the lava. Very important. I do appreciate how each episode has been adding new enemies. I do. I can block. Interesting. love how we're still looting the cults. Like that's our main goal at this point, is just getting more loot from the cultists. Seriously, I like to think that is still our primary aim here. Yeah, the Winded Dogs. The Winded Dogs are probably my favorite enemy design so far. Not just, like, story-wise, but also in terms of just the way that they're constructed, you know. They have both a visual and an audio indicator of where they are at a given point in time. But it's easy to miss in the chaos if there's anything else amongst them. Once you hit them once, they're revealed. But they pretty unerringly chase after you and do decent melee damage once they get there. Listen, if I just get more money. Oh my god, Mr. Red. We're playing an AI bro. We are absolutely out of our gourd and just have resorted to hoarding cash. As the entire world is burning around us. No, I appreciate the response, Lord Harriman. What's funny is the Mantis Beast still sounds the most interesting, but I'll probably do a run of the A first to see if I actually enjoy doing a boarding playthrough. I never really got to do one to my satisfaction, which is why I kind of want to try it. I don't think it'll change the review retroactively, but I do want to, like, just do it for my own sake. Lord knows I'm probably never going to play the game again. We're all mad here. Speak for yourself. It is coffee for me. It's just not my thing, but I still want to at least do the playthrough I never got to do. I am unsatisfied. There's a reason I tried to do a boarding playthrough like 5 times in a row. I like... So, hey, Eleazar, you remember how I told you don't have to ask to ask? Do you remember that conversation? I do, because it was yesterday.
Kill him.
A lot of madness crystals around here. I am liking the layout of this level, by the way. It's interesting considering they've only given us a sword, and yet... Oh, I mean, Lord knows I haven't had the time, Lord Harriman. I haven't had a chance to clean up the review document. I haven't had a chance to write down any of the Patreon donations. I have gotten nothing done. I am experiencing what I can only refer to as a slight amount of stress at how much work I haven't gotten done lately. So I don't need to do this. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Okay. Alright, never mind. Thought I had another crystal. I was gonna be funny. Oh, never mind. We actually did get one of them with the orb, or the fog. Yep, we can afford 1 month's rent. Frickin' mouse. Oh, the bot's not even up. This is how far behind I am. I blame the cat. Hello? the crap is going on here? Freaking thing. Apparently, Platonia. No, I am what I believe is referred to as neurotypical. In fact, fun fact, I am actually the most neurotypical person I know. That is not a brag, that is a statement of fact.
Kill him.
Interesting. However, I know plenty of people who are on the spectrum in various ways, diagnosed and otherwise. I feel like it wants me to go down. Get depression, Dakota. I appreciate y'all lining up in a nice line. This is very courteous of you. Yeah, this level has actually been really well designed so far. Levels, areas very specifically designed to be played around with the sword. New enemy designed to take advantage of said sword. Here's a crossbow. Here's several rooms designed to take advantage of the crossbow. What? Bad dog. Also, the usage of flowing lava as an indicator of where to go is honestly kind of inspired. Yeah, it's the Tron lines thing. Look at that. Go this way. You've never played a Mega Man game. Okay. How committed are you to trying the Mega Man series out? Because the initial investment is always the first question. If you're very committed, like if you're set on doing it, then just play in order. Having said that, if you want to know what Mega Man is, Mega Man 2 is probably one of the most this is a Mega Man games you're going to get. But, as you might imagine, I do have a pre-baked answer for your overall question, which is 4. Mega Man 4 is a very solid starting point. It's, by that point you already have the slide, you gain access to the charge. The level design in 4 is weirdly good, and it doesn't have as much bullcrap as, say, Mega Man 2 does. If you want to see if you like the X series, start with X1. I know that's a weird one. So the X series is kind of strange because the X series peaks very early. Alchemist, any guesses what do you think the best Mega Man X game is? I liked that level, Mr. Ed, a lot. I'll type up more notes later. But again, very tight, smart level usage for guidance, for itemization, for making sure that you have terrain design that informs the words. Ah! What? I'm looking at secrets. What? Terrain design that informs the weapons you got and the enemies you got. 2 new types of enemies. Both of them are well tutorialized simply through gameplay. Yeah, there. Good stuff. Oh, goody, a mortar. So if you're testing the waters with Mega Man, I actually already answered that, but to repeat myself, you start with Mega Man 4 to see if you like it. Generally speaking, I recommend getting the Mega Man Legacy Collection anyways. It has several quality of life features which just kind of smooth over some issues like save states, rewind, better frame rate, rebindable controls, etc. And there's some other little bonusy stuff that you probably don't care about. But point being, it's a really good collection. It's actually one of the better collections that I have actually reviewed. But, yeah, so X1 is the best X game. Almost immediately following that is probably X2, with contest from X4, kind of with some asterisks attached there. After that is X5, then X3 and X8 both are kind of there. And then I would stop at that point. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I sort of assumed the barrel wouldn't withstand the lava. Damn it, he didn't keep going. Having fun there, buddy? I detonated it early. There we go. So, Mega Man X 8 16-bit is a very solid game that is hard as balls. That's my recommendation there, right there. It's good, but it's rough. We just now got a freaking pistol, by the way. Yeah, you notice once again level design designed around a weapon, although interestingly enough the mortar was a secret, but they were still nice and clustered, so it's not like we were detrimented if we come down here with either the sword or the crossbow. Also notice they give us plenty of ammo for the crossbow. They give us the shotgun. Oh, that's a little confusing. By the way, did you notice this is more good level design? It's not immediately obvious at a glance here that that is a cave you can enter on the left. So what they did was they put 2 little ammo things which are rotating over there. Why? Because it immediately draws the eye. So you think, oh, I want to go over and then grab those. And once you do, you see this is now a cave entrance. But yes, to summarize, there is a reason doxing is a crime in the United States. To talk about what people are talking about in chat. Revealing public information about someone against their will. I was there. Oh, wow. That did a lot more damage than I was expecting it to. Yes, but you were asking, Elazar, again. As Krakensan points out, that is severely frowned upon, because what you were effectively doing is baiting. Let me phrase this differently. Not that this is you. But let's say for a moment that you pop into someone's stream, and you are, I don't know, an ICE agent, and you're like, hey, anyone really going down for like some, I don't know, Cinco de Mayo stuff? As it's close to that time of the year. And people are like, yeah, hell yeah. And then they can start like asking like slightly more intrusive questions and more intrusive questions. Until they start to narrow in who you are and what you're doing. And by the way, all of this is not a made-up example, which is why I'm using it. I think it actually does want me to go through the roof, but I'm not sure how to make that happen. Well, no, hang on. I didn't even realize there was a lip here. Okay, well, let's see what's this way. It gives me arrow ammo, and then gives me a line. Tell me. You know, amusingly enough, one of the best designed levels in Doom 1 is the very first level, which, if I am not mistaken, was the or one of the last levels made for Doom 1. Something we talked about. Considering this game actually did come out episodically, I'm finding myself wondering if a similar principle is applying here to Episode 3. It'd be nice for a game to end strong rather than weak for once. Oh, come on, game. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Also true, Alchemist. As so often happens, the earlier stages tend to get more attention because they're earlier stages. I was looking at the Steam achievements for a second. Let me show you something here real quick. So how many people do you think beat Episode 1 in Steam achievements? Any guesses? It's actually pretty low. It's 45%. It's a little below average, but that's fine. It just means a lot of people bought the game and didn't play it. That's more normal than you think. Here's the fun one. How many people do you think beat Episode 2? There's a drop-off. There's always a drop-off. But we started at 44.7. Mockingbird's is pretty close, and so is Kraken's. It drops all the way down to 25. As I've said many times, every game, and I want to stress that for just a second, every game has this repeated trend where the further into the game you get, the less players have reached that point of the game. Good games, bad games, in between, does not matter. It is a commonality. There's suddenly snow. Aren't we underground? I also express my sympathies, Kraken-san. I am very sorry that you or your family or anybody has to deal with that.
Kill him.
Could be ash. Could be radioactive dust. You know, that's a thing that happens. We have the blue key now. Good looping, too. I love good looping in level design. Always have. Whether it's a Metroidvania or an FPS or whatever. You remember in Quake 1, the pipes level? I don't remember the name of the stage, but if you're sufficiently familiar with Quake 1, you probably know the stage I'm talking about. That is a great example of wind tunnels, that's the one. It is a great example of looping level design. You're fine, Elizar. The world is a scary place right now. And always has been. Soap percent engaged. I wonder if there's a soap percent. I should check that. Yeah, beat the game with just soap. And I've seen some absolutely bonkers, insane speedruns in my day, so you never know. You know, Mr. Red, I'm going to say something sacrilegious here. I think the visual storytelling aspects of this game are actually better than Head-On. Hi, Breglin. Hi, Revolution. Like, it's in a different expression, obviously. So it feels a little unfair to do such a direct comparison. But yeah, no, exactly. Head-On storytelling is in its sprite work. This game's storytelling is in its brickwork. Look at that. Just a few little scatters. What do you call them? Fountains, I think is the term for that. Just a few little fountains of snow coming down, trickling down. Drawing your attention up to see the broken roof. And the broken, craggy ground, which then leads down into the lava pit. I will also admit I think this game has better music, which adds to that a little bit. Oh god, this is the beginning of the stage. Yeah, this is the actual beginning of the stage. I think the distinction between the two, though, is that Head-On looks like an RPG. In a good way. Obviously, I praised it endlessly when I was playing it. Whereas this plays like an FPS that happens to have a strong story attached. In fact, you know, a better way to describe this just occurred to me. This does visual storytelling better than Half-Life does. Maybe not Half-Life 2. but definitely Half-Life. Fine, fine, fine. Where's my stupid crossbow? There it is. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this at all. And yeah, Quake 2. I've said that several times. What I keep being reminded of most when I play this is actually Quake 2. As I showed off during the Quake 2 run, a lot of the story of Quake 2 was entirely in the visuals and the storytelling and the processing facility, you know. The corpses everywhere. I was talking about this to my brother-in-law just last night while we were having delicious Chinese with amazing children. And the way I was describing it is, all right, I want you to picture like the things you liked about Doom, Quake, Duke Nukem, whatever, and then this. Like someone made a checklist. Oh, I got a little bit of everything. We went to a Chinese buffet. It's a very good, mediocre buffet. The dimming, cooling sun. Now, that's horrifying. And not just because I've played Frostpunk. Alright, let's activate one of these things. See how bad this is about to be. Amusingly enough, I don't think I disagree. Which is funny, because this is very much not for everyone kind of a situation. I'm not sure I like this game. But that's not relevant. What are those? I love how they shoot each other too. And that they just gave me a frickin' rifle. Are these ascended cultists? Like, they're skeletons. They're missing their lower half of their body. Okay, well, this is fun. For the whole family, one might even say. See that guy? He was part of the family. Don't you wish you too were part of the family? Don't you want to feel like you belong? You belong with us. You will always belong with us. Oh yeah, there's that looping level design again, by the way. What? What? Right, my morale's low. That's fine. I mean, yeah, my morale would be low in this hellish place, but I really like that stage. Yeah, so far episode 3 is kind of crushing it. It's good. All of our content negatives have been for episode 2. City of Shadows. Here's an assault rifle and a bunch of dead military guys. Oh my god, it's a head-on level. Speaking of, when did head-on come out relative to this, actually? It's a random question for you. You know, honestly, I'm starting to think we are, Elazar. Maybe we died all the way back in, you know, that pit, and we've just been in hell this entire time. As the saying goes, what a twist. I'm only slightly being facetious. Like, that would not surprise me if that turns out to be true. Like, yeah, they killed us when they hooked us up on the hooks at the very beginning. The meat hooks. We've been dead this whole time. We've also taken several very long falls, canonically. I don't even mean like in level design, just we have fallen. Twice. Twice we broke our flashlight from the fall. See, I could prove I knew that was going to happen. Because I was inching up to it, waiting for it. The most disappointing thing about episode 1. I obviously haven't reviewed it yet, so I'm not sure what the single biggest source of negatives will be. But, like, for me personally, what was the most disappointing thing about it? When I saw it in the theaters, all the way back in the day. I think I'm gonna go with Anakin. There's a reason why the one change fix that almost everyone picks for episode 1 is age Anakin up. Yeah, no, nothing's changed there, Lizard. Even understanding why they made him so young, I kinda don't care. Yeah, the second big change is to fix the dialogue, but that's not a, like, one change. It's like 100 small changes.
Heretic.
Because the dialogue is the worst thing in episode 1 by far. When we review it, I guarantee you the single largest source of negatives will be for dialogue. And yeah, I know they have this softball, I can't believe it's not slavery thing. But, come on. A single line of dialogue that might be triple negative worthy? No, Qui-Gon had to die. That's actually why he probably shouldn't have existed at all. But the funny thing is, the timeline reason is so not only why Anakin was so young, but why Qui-Gon even exists. As originally scripted, Qui-Gon was just supposed to be Obi-Wan. And then he realized that the timeline didn't line up, and so he had to shrink Anakin's age. And that didn't line up for Obi-Wan, so he had to have someone else be there in place of Obi-Wan. You ever hear me talk about how writing is kind of a puzzle, right? Something I actually enjoy, it's worth noting. Well, George Lucas is not really good at puzzles. I don't care.
Sacrifice.
Anyway, single line of dialogue that's triple negative worthy. Don't go in the well. There you go. There's your line right there. Sounds like he's stuck in the terrain somewhere. There we go. Whoop, 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 hello. Good? Can I come down now? Alright, let's see where the well is. Worst line of dialogue in the film. I can think of the worst line reading in the film. Oh, in any film. No, like a single line of dialogue. The line that has always stuck out in my head... Sure, Elizar. Why not? The line that's always stuck out in my head is the worst reading in episode 1 is, but we cannot use our powers to help her. First of all, it's also a really dumb line when you think about it. Like, why? The Jedi are specifically here to help. actively participate in the battle and cannot use their powers to help her. But the way he says it is also like it was a first take at the line, I can't think of the actor. The guy who plays Qui-Gon was questioning the line as he said it. We cannot use our powers to help her. What? I'm sorry, the voice director in me is just screaming every time I hear that line. What? Alright, into the pit. This is the best idea I've ever had. And given this day, the way this day is going, that is saying something. Alright, so let's try that again. Sword was doing some decent damage, but let's pull out the rifle for this. Hello? Okay. Could also have just been, we cannot be seen helping her. Would be another way to do that, to line that up. You can even, like, throw something in if you really wanted to. It has been... The Council has deemed that we should not get involved, although Senator Palpatine does point out that if no one knows... ... Well, it's even in character for Palpatine, and I don't mean the manipulator part. I mean, one of the things that got Palpatine noticed early on in the Senate was he had a reputation for actually doing stuff instead of sitting around debating endlessly in meetings and committees. That's why he was so popular early on. The shadows sunk our city. His monsters stripped our bones. The monster's like, wrong. Perfect. This is a good thing that has now happened. I mean, it is the sunken city, right? I mean, it's just logic. Thank God we don't have to breathe. You know, that is weirdly true, Trix, yeah. I'm trying to think. Somewhere in the back of my mind, there's a line in a movie. It's some action line. It's like one of those lines trying for the Lethal Weapon style thing, you know? It's just been revoked. Whatever it is, it was really dumb, and for the love of God, I cannot think of what the line was. There's a lot of really dumb action films in the 80s. Some of them were entertaining. I want to say it was Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh God, what does he say to Bison as he defeats him in Street Fighter? Because it's something really bad. I remember that, but I don't remember what the actual line was. Oh my God. One fish, two fish, red fish, dead fish. Yeah, I think we're getting a little more unhinged as time goes on. Random vibe. Oh, okay. Thank you very, very much, Revolution. As always. And if you happen to want to, you could put that towards up to 3 things of your choice. Or adding 1 new thing to the list. Ripped of the Flesh. Okay, the voice is actually better too. That's funny. And the fall broke my flashlight again. 3 falls now. Mr. Ed, I got a challenge for you. Your job, should you choose to accept it, is to help me find that secret. Before it's too late. The basement door opens. That sounds like something I don't want to have happen. So, new enemy type. Alright, so I'll put one of those towards Digimon. Storytime Stranger. But remember, you can't double down like that. So if you want to put the other 2 towards other things, you can. Otherwise, we'll put them towards whatever... things we can. Not a horror game, huh? Nah, I'm kidding. Guts levels are a mainstay. I can even objectively explain why Guts levels are a mainstay. It's a visual shorthand for this is bad. Oh, goody. Sound effects, too. That's lovely. chaos crawls to me. Okay, they do actually attack. I was starting to wonder if they didn't attack, but they do. They do a decent chunk of damage, too.
The closer they got, the more they suffered.
That I can do Revolution. So I'll put that towards Dynasty, Warriors, Origins, and Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Thank you again, Revolution. Hi, Disco. Yeah, hi. I think we are actually in hell now. It's just an impression I'm getting. Yeah, sorry, I compare this to Head-On, but Head-On is just such an utterly, completely different vibe from this. Even though Head-On's all about, like, fighting demons and, you know, end of the world, apocalypse, it's still not as horrific as this. Probably because it's about a last stand, you know, army fighting against the darkness kind of thing, whereas this is... I mean... Yeah, Head-On is a dark story. This is Abandon All Hope. Well. Figured out where the blue door is, if I didn't want to. See, my pick for Star Trek Elazar is Data. Not sure who else I would pick, though, from Star Wars. Who would Data best meet? I've got it. The flesh walls. No, I mean, they're not even flesh walls. They're intestine walls. That's actually worse. That's where I came in. Did I already go this way? This is a loop. Also, you notice how the crypt walls and arches kind of evoke the feeling of a ribcage. So, you know, that's fun. There's gotta be something down here. I don't know what I have my flashlight. Oh, here we go. Well, there's the blue key. And a flashlight. And a dead guy. Gotta leave this room as quickly as possible. There we go. Right, so where was that blue door? Is it this one? Yes. You'll find yourself in a fleshy area. There are no fleshy areas in this stage. that a well of flesh? Asking for a friend. Deeper. Do we want to go deeper? Like, do we have an exit strategy at this point? You know, a way to not be in the hell mouth. It's probably a mile below the surface at this point. I mean, it's Lovecraftian Mockingbird. That's the goal and purpose and why these kind of games are vetoed. Do I have a horror trope that's instant note for me? Yeah. Body horror. Gore and Gluck is an automatic no for me. It's the kind of thing I've never been able to tolerate my entire life. Yeah, those guys are fast. Actually, there's something worse for me than body horror. Utility. It's a common trope in horror for obvious reasons. Not only that, I've even answered it, Elizar. Nothing wild. Probably the latter for me, Plutonian. I don't admittedly care if the universe cares or acknowledges that I exist. Stars don't have brains. The sun, the sun, the sun, the sun. Looks like there's nothing trying to kill me right now, Zara. Little do you realize, the bacteria are trying to eat me alive as we speak. Yeah, some really good Yoshi drums going on. Well, I already mentioned Data. But who would be a good counterpoint to Data, Elizar? R2-D2? Nah, it'd be a bit of a one-sided conversation. Heyo. Did I write that down? I did not. One-sided. HK-47. Query. Why do you derive enjoyment from killing people? Okay, this is back. This is where I came in. That's what I thought. Well, the flesh well isn't the answer, right? Okay. And the other flesh room is not the answer. There's a lot of flesh rooms around here. It's the alcove opened. I remember seeing an alcove that exists to open. Now, if anything, I think Data and Luke would probably be the best choice there. Luke is actually known for being weird about how pro-droid rights he is. Like treating droids as people. Oh yeah, no, this is the room I want to be in. This is the room right here. Yeah, this is great. I'm back out of here. And go home, yeah. Who wants pizza? Well, I got something somewhere. So there's up. Do I want to go down somewhere? I'm not seeing it down. I'll grab this one at it. Oh, that's a thing. That's a new thing right there. A spiked bone ball that chain shoots skulls. Oh, I see it. There it is. That's yeah, that's a thing. There's the word choice we're going to use there. That is a thing. Wash your sins away. 100% kills. Why did we... Do we play the no at the end of the level in general, or only when we use the secret exit? Asking for a friend. What in God's name? The Ratacoon. Loves me some rat meat. Oh god, okay, I've changed my mind. I don't want any rat meat. We're all full up on rat meat, thank you. Oh, there's so many rats here. They're home. Not anymore. Missed. Now we have flaming rats. Hi, Vigilant. Do you like rats? Do you like giant flesh walls? Underground in a castle. Have I got the game for you? Look, the rats come with the flesh walls. It's kind of a package deal, you know. Why are there so many rats? I mean, you know how meme levels are. Everyone remembers the meme levels. I don't want a cat of rat tails. No, Mockingbird's bad. Do not eat. Do not put that puffball in your mouth. It will not make you internet famous. Oh my god. It's gonna be a rat boss, isn't it? I hate rats. They're coarse, they're irritating, and they get everywhere. What, no this time? So meanwhile, back to hell. Yeah, we don't have the snow problem anymore. This is okay. Some mortars up front here. A sword for some reason. One soap. Yeah, the cathedral's doing fine. This cathedral's doing fine. Flyers. Oh god, skull flyers. know what the battering dog enemies are called? Random curiosity. Heart dog. Just occurred to me the speedrun for this level probably just runs around hitting the buttons and just has 1,000 things chasing around the whole time. And doesn't care, because you don't have to kill things to progress in this game. Oh my god, Whisperer. Crossbow, huh? Oh, that's mean. That's mean. Speedrun's just like, yeah. Doing contents for losers. Now, what is this? 5. How are there like 3 more stages after this? We're already in hell. The rising wind brings the stench of rotten meat. What? Okay, I wasn't sure if we actually needed to dodge it or not. That's why I was just letting it happen. I do love how it's so huge, it kind of breaks the render radius a little bit. So it just kind of comes out of the fog. Yeah, that's what I should have saved the soap for. It's okay, guys. I found a bag of gems. I'm gonna get paid. Yeah, I kind of deliberately left some of this ammo laying around because I thought there might be a boss. So I'm just gonna go collect really quick. Although, actually... Okay. Really? How did you get down here? I mean, I had to summon a tornado of rotten meat in order to get down here. By destroying an altar. That's just their daily commute. A backpack full of ammo. That's concerning. Whoa, whoa, shoot. Oh, shoot. That was not on purpose. Nice staircase, you know, it's pretty. Oh, right, Well, they were playing Doom. Oh, I need to watch that. And no, I haven't seen it yet. I've been out of time, so I've been falling very behind on my GDQ runs. I'm not joking when I say I haven't done, like, anything lately. Red. Yeah, I'm starting to think the floating guys were cultists. Emphasis on the past tense. Yeah, the bone monks. Yeah, I've noticed the knights also are lacking legs. I'm sure that's for practical reasons, but it probably became a motif because of practical reasons. That's a common thing. We have to do this because we can't do the other thing. Okay, well, let's turn it into something. And animating legs is hard. Which one, Mr. Red? Wait, publisher or developer? Because those are incredibly different things. Oh, a medieval. Do I need to bump that on the list? Is that a horror game? Do we need to get that out of the way? I don't know, you said this wasn't horror, and I'm starting to think you're just straight up lying to me. Welcome to hell. The effects of the fire totem will stack. Yeah, Mr. Ed thinks this isn't horror. I think, I don't know, but is this just Detroit? L3, Chicago. Shoot. I didn't mean to drop. Oh, I didn't mean to drop. Seriously, it's just a city. This is just a normal city. Hey, Valerian. Glad to see you. Like, you were scaring me there for a bit, dude. You got fences. Thank you for the donation. Bit out of nowhere. Always appreciate. Did the results go well? You don't have to tell me here. Okay, that's... Okay. That is extremely good news. I will not feel ashamed about that physical release I just said. Or I just did. Oh my god, dude. Here, I'll actually cheer to that. That's incredible. It's basically a miracle. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Dragon Quest 7. Morrowind and Suikoden 3. Look, I will always take... The analogy I like to do is if your car breaks down, is it something you can fix or it's something you can't? Because anybody who's ever done anything with cars knows there's a big gulf in between those two categories, right? Something that you can deal with sucks, but you can deal with it. Something that you can't, well, buy a new car. Yeah. Most of life is divided into those two types of things, by the way. Just in general. Stuff you can deal with, and stuff you can't. Oh, yeah, sorry, I did mean to jot that down. Thank you for reminding me, Mr. Red. Well, then that's like the fact that you got a slightly colder burrito from Taco Bell. And that's not even on the same... That's not the same zip code, Disco. That's over there. No joke, I was thinking about you on the drive out yesterday. Valerian, if you don't mind me admitting that. Because I was just thinking about how I may never find out what happened. And you were not you would not be the first person to be in that category, and that was kind of where the thought was going. It's like, well, there's another person. I may never find out what happened. Maybe they moved on. Maybe they stopped being interested. Maybe they stopped having free time. Maybe they died. I don't know. We've talked about this. This is the internet. Like, you know. We are weirdly connected as a species, which also means... I'm saying this wrong. We are very connected as a species. We're also disconnected from some of the people we interact with on a regular basis, which means, you know, if something bad happens, we have no real way of verifying, helping. Disco, if Disco's never going to die, then how could you ever fall? Come on. You got this. I mean, I've kind of interacted with this before in general, but when COVID hit, there are a few viewers who stopped showing up, and I don't know why. I will never know why. For those of you in chat wondering, I was already aware of the fact that Valerian was having some health issues, so combine the general problem plus that, and I'm just sitting here like, well, that sucks. Okay, where's this jackass? I need them to stop breathing. Your breathing disturbs me, sir. Discontinue breathing. Thank you. There's another one. Why are there so many of these people who are breathing? Stop it. Why are the military troops trying to stop me here? Where are we? I like Bregman's idea. We tried to dig down because the Earth was cooling. And we found hell. What's the name of these enemies? Stretchy mouths. Because I'm pretty sure that's the other fate of cultists. The ones who don't ascend. Oh no, they're very disturbing. That's noteworthily disturbing. Horrors. They're called horrors. Of course they are. Oh no, Valeria, no! I take it back. I'm no longer happy to see you, Valeria. That actually sounds like a good idea, but what does it say? This place condemned. Really? What was your first hint? I also don't have the blue key. I feel like I should have the blue key before I put down. Why don't I have the blue key? Why, oh why did I take the blue pill? Oh, absolutely. Our treasure hunter's like, yeah, I'm gonna get paid. Think of all this loot I'm carrying home. Like gold, gems. Like, once I'm done killing all these cultists, I'm gonna have so much money. I'm gonna be, like, stupid rich. Have a nice house. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. That's it. That's all I can afford. You know, that's an interesting question, Mockingbird. I will admit, from a perspective of ignorance, that never even occurred to me. And I feel like the way that the first Matrix film is portrayed actually runs antithetical to that. Since the Matrix itself then serves as a freeing element. You know, the source of oppression being the thing that frees you is... Now, I know they didn't actually go with that. I know that's not the direction they went with in the end. Maybe because of the issue I'm reading up. However... Speaking in a generalized perspective, I honestly don't see it, at least not in The Matrix 1. And something like, say, Celeste. What? Why are we back here? That's true, Plutonia. I actually agree with that. Good allegory works... The way I like to describe it is very simple. Good allegory works in-universe and out. But that's sort of my point, is I've never seen the connecting point in The Matrix, other than the thing that was left on the cutting room floor. It doesn't help that... Oh my god. Riveter. No, Mockingbirds, I'm sorry. It was a trans allegory the whole time. I'm so sorry. Please don't kill me. The water is still wet. You can't change it. Reality will crush you. What is down there? Oh, I'm not going to find out what's down there. No, I knew it. Run. Don't use an explosive weapon indoors. My ammo. What are you doing here? I did actually see that one, Valerian. No actual AI with the GitHub on the Soten one, which is nice. I haven't poked at it. I haven't had time for anything lately. And now we're... Okay, this is just... What? That would be awesome. For those of you not aware, I hold Soten up on a heck of a pedestal despite its flaws, of which it has many. Yeah, go ahead, Valerian. Yeah, go ahead. I was about to say, do it on the Discord, but then I stalled. Sorry, I haven't actually answered your question to my satisfaction, Mockingbirds. The last thing I wanted to say, though, is that to me, one of the more powerful thematic things about The Matrix is the concept of freeing yourself from a system. And in that respect, I absolutely think it works as a trans allegory, as well as several other allegories, because, duh. And it all works in universe, too, except for the fact that they use humans as batteries. Let's all just ignore that. This is a Unity game? Wow. I am actually impressed. That's another one. The biggest and most insidious thing about The Matrix, in my opinion, and to be clear, we are zooming in on just the first film and ignoring all the other works, is that it turns our greatest advantage against us. The human mind is our superpower in real life, and The Matrix is all about twisting that against you.
Welcome home.
So now we're in Zen. One of my favorite places to be. Yes, I have seen They Live. I was about to say who hasn't, but then I realized actually I know a lot of people who haven't seen They Live. I recommend it if you ever haven't. It's a cheesy action flick that is also not. It's also really horrifying. Like, really horrifying. In a way that, if I described, it wouldn't properly convey it, so just trust me on this. Or just go watch it. They Live. Have you ever heard the quote, "I am here to kick ass and chew bubblegum"? That's actually from that film. Probably its longest standing stamp on popular culture, which is funny, given how extremely minor of a moment that is. I mean, it's a good moment, don't mistake me, but, like, it's like Hal being the memorable thing over in 2001 Space Odyssey. Hal's a subplot of that film. You want a really bad example of this? How many of you have ever heard the phrase, "I'm mad as hell"? And I'm not going to put up, or what is it? "I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to stand for it anymore," I think is the quote. That's it. "I'm mad as hell and I can't take this anymore. Thank you." Yeah, don't actually watch the film. I'm just going to lay that out there because the whole message of that film is how... So the scene in a vacuum, a lot of people have seen the scene and like, yes, I totally relate to this. This is totally valuable. The film is all about how even rebelling against the system is used by the system to perpetuate itself. Like, the dude freaking out and losing it over how much everything sucked is then weaponized and, like, commodified. I believe it's called Network. It's actually been a while since I've seen that film because it sufficiently depressed me I never wanted to watch it again. The Network, excuse me. So what's the name of the evil D20s? Christ, I don't know. We'll call them... Sin Loci. Oh, what are they? Oh, so those are the sacrifices. Amalgamated into one nice big bundle. I have seen Brazil. I don't recommend watching Brazil. This really is zen. Oh, hello. You, hang on, where's a real gun? Where's a real gun? Yeah, no, those are definitely the sacrifices. You remember the thresher or whatever it was? Where they mulch people down into becoming energy? What the hell is that? Touch. Okay. Okay, I get it. Yep. Oh god, where's up? Okay, there we go. I'm centered. I'm centered. And now we go back. God, for no fall damage, huh? Fell too far. Oh, let's see if it loops. Oh, yeah, it loops. Or there's another thing here, which I didn't even see. Home, sweet home. Excuse me. Do I come into your home and shoot? Oh, okay, I guess I do. Fair enough. You got me there. You got me there. What the? Ah, they're one way only. Well, okay. Too late for the paintings. That house. So familiar. Carcass of some sort. ... Oh, whatever. Don't want to go down there. Too many frogs. How can I be here? Random screaming. Toilet filled with blood. Yeah, yeah, like you do. Don't have time to play with myself. It hurts to remember. Oh, wow. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's terrible. We're just gonna leave that and never talk about that again. Bye! No, that was our... Do you mind? Yeah, now we're in the laboratories again. I still appreciate you doing it, Mockingbirds. But yeah, I agree.
Done together.
As above, so below. I admittedly would not know. Can I scout? Interesting. The second time they've used basically this exact same room for a secret. Interesting choice. Prequel to Iron Lung. Isn't the premise... Oh, never mind. Okay. No, this is definitely a horror game, 100%. What's funny is I wasn't sure about that for a minute. Because for a while there, it was kind of more Half-Life-y. And you know me, I don't classify Half-Life as a horror game. But no, we're full in on that at this point. Speaking of... Jesus Christ. I mean, it's a gradual ascent, or I suppose descent. It's a decent descent.
Non-believer sacrifice.
It's okay. I know I deserve to die. We're spreading the truth. See, this is what the Matrix's real allegory is. Hiding the fact that water is wet. It's just what the system wants you to believe, Mockingbirds. Deny the system. Fight the Matrix. You know, God damn it. I was just about to come. You know what those ladies remind me of? Like all jokes about Mockingbird design. The Caretaker's in System Shock 2. Hi, Ross. Horror warning, since we're formally there at this point. Yeah, the midwives, that's them. And yeah, considering System Shock 2 is rather well known, it wouldn't surprise me if that was a deliberate homage. Or inspiration, or whatever you want to call that. I like how the walls are just lava at this point. Oh, sorry. And intestines. Lava and intestines. God, I hope not to go to, but I don't think they do. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Blood and Bone is probably the... I call it the end of the curve, right? Where the beginning of the curve is debatable, but the end of the curve is usually a little bit easier to define, in any case. Trust your eyes. Well, I don't have the red key, so... back to that. Another door. It's the spiral shapes I've noticed too. Just in the level design. Well, I've used it today. Yes, once. But I made sure to feed the cat slightly earlier than I did. He was waiting so patiently, and I was just so busy. I should have fed him earlier. I'm sorry, cat. Please forgive me. Okay, well, red and yellow are both down there, so... red. There's a bottomless pit. I love bottomless pits. Red was all the way down. Also, this is 8, right? Yes. Are the next 2 levels bosses pumpernickel? Because this feels like Final Dungeon territory. Everything about this just screams Last Dungeon. Even the music does. The mishmash of biomes. One is an arena. One is a final boss. Okay, well, so I'm kind of right. This is actually the final dungeon. So I suppose we'll be cutting off the guessing game soon-ish. Where was red? Oh, God, I already found red. Of course, now I can't remember where it was. Was it up here? Did we already check up here? I feel like we did. Always flush your toilets. Nothing? No. I don't remember where the red door... I've already seen the red door and I don't remember where it was. So stupid. Alright, it had to have been up. Ha! There we go. Trust your eyes. Sure. This is interesting. This is a room. Would I have vetoed this if I knew it would take me? Maybe. I'm thinking it's gonna be DUSK or whatnot. Like that just feels like where this is going. I mean, we're officially in Nana Land, right? And we did drugs earlier. Hidden door in this room? Little Nick! Oh no, it's Little Nick! No! Alright, he's dead. He's so cute. There's a full refill of all our ammo. Sorry, that is not a full refill. Excuse me, it's a mostly refill. Oh no, that is a full refill. Never mind, I'm not. Damn it, mockingbirds. She finally killed herself, acknowledging once and for all Water is in fact wet. Let it be known, on her deathbed. Deathbed confession. She finally fought back against the system. Bravely. We should all honor mockingbirds for having the courage to say what few others dare to speak of. So we salute you, mockingbirds. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, at what point do we admit we're just having a massive drug trip? That honestly makes more sense than several other options I can think of here. Oh my god, I just unloaded an entire round of ammo on her, and she's just like, eh. We're tripping balls. That was 130 rounds, and she's just like, what? That's what I meant when I said the assault rifle has issues. So yeah, I thought so. The dude warped in ahead of me, but like, there's no warp back, so he just was stuck over here. That's funny. There's the yellow key, finally. And my personal favorite visual in the game. Definitely not indicative of our mental state. Symbol again. Upside down this time, actually.
Stop.
Memories dry and crumble.
Intruder spotted.
You know, what's weird is they do have a flinch thing. Their secrets are laid bare. I think so, Dakota, because yeah, some enemies just no-sell everything. Another example is the homing shot cultists. You can stagger them infinitely. They'll just sit there and never shoot you because they're stunned.
Kill intruder.
Complete the circle? No! What kind of moron do you think I am? Yeah, let me put myself back up on the hooks here. No, but... Okay. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Ugh, excuse me. Yep, hook percent complete. You know, there probably is an example of one DUSK on front. Probably. Oh my god, Alchemist. I'm locking down the guessing game. If you haven't guessed, you have, I'd say, a few seconds to guess right now. Oh, you know something I haven't done? I'll do it in a second. Okay, save. So hey, here's the map. Cathedral's over there. Fire and Ice is down there. City of Shadows, Crypt of the Flesh, Blasphemy, and then the Grotto, Homecoming, as above, and then yeah, we're just kind of spiraling out there as we get further in. Would have been nice to see this game. Okay, shutting down the guessing game. You are alone on a path in the woods. Whoops. Well, there goes my last round. Whatever. Can't even try to go back. Hi, Sean.
Show us that you are worthy.
Of what, exactly? The soap? Done. I got this. Let's go. Hi, Sean. Keep shooting each other, guys. You got this. I mean, it's a big arena with a bunch of power-ups in the middle of it. And staggered spawning enemies. There's actually not much to say about that. Arena design is actually a whole thing, as we've discussed many times. This is fine, I guess. Damn it! Ah! I guess I'll get cornered. Just trying to find the right gun. Blow these on these. I was trying to save my rivet rounds for later, but these guys need to die. Those homing shots are ridiculous. Okay. I missed a couple. probably can't even tell, but one of the things that's making this more challenging, to me, is I'm actively trying to dodge ammo when I don't need it. I don't want to pick up a backpack now. That would be a complete waste, right? And I'm trying not to pick the power-ups up when I don't want them. By the way, the next game we'll be playing is Gravity Circuit. I'll just give that away real quick. Yeah, we're just going to stream till we're done. And then we'll stream Gravity Circuit tomorrow. Ah, damn it. Oh god, that's a lot of flamethrower, guys. Okay. Let's see if we can get them shooting each other. That might be a good trick. Oh, corpses, too. What? I was gonna be pissed. I knew I was towards the edge. I didn't think I was that close. Just they come in staggered, too. Ah, I didn't mean to pick that up yet. Whatever. Yeah, the rats are here as a tax. These are an ammo and health tax to test if you've been doing well for the rest of the waves. Imagine now doing this in the hardest difficulty, which, as a reminder, is Oko mode. In other words, if anything hits you, you die instantly. Oh god, there it is. I was waiting for that. Actually, why I've been saving my rivet ammo. female wave. Girl power? Please stop trying to kill me. Girl cult. I just realized the other thing that's kind of wrong with this level. I know this sounds strange. You have to kill to progress. The whole game so far, that hasn't been true. There's even specifically a pacifist achievement to encourage you to not. What? Okay. I don't know if I can get them to infight, but I'm kind of tempted to. I'm gonna do this, pop a save in midair. Let's see how this goes. I think we do, because I think their health is going down, and I haven't shot at them once. Yeah, I noticed they were still focusing on me, so no infighting. But that initial volley of damage was them. I'll take it. Okay. That was... there. I mean, contrast that to the reactor for a much better example of an arena fight. Which actually still had level design, looping, doors, a flow to it. Yeah, it was stuff to do.
Excellent. Then come to us.
Sure. I killed everything, but I didn't get the secret. Wah, wah. Dusk! Roll credits. Time to end this. There's the soap. What's amusing is that's not that out of bounds, but unfortunately we are playing Gravity Circuit next due to scheduling. I'm sorry, Disco. Hey, welcome to the second to last boss, Blade to all. It's just some dude. Here, what do you want to guess really quick? I'll check. Oh, you already guessed. If you want to get a real guess in, you can. But yes. Like, we're here. There, okay.
At last. You finally arrived. You shall be my final test.
It's a player. Of course, the last boss, well, second to last boss, excuse me, is a player. It really is. It's an Unreal bot. Oh my god. Yeah, it's even bunny hopping all over the place.
No, you can't betray me! My disciples!
If I try to use the flashlight, it gives no illumination.
He was worthy, you know, and he accomplished so much. But then, you came along. You who were stronger. You who were faster. You I like better. Who did you expect at the end of all of this? God? The devil, perhaps? No. It's just me.
Okay. What?
Cursed light!
looking for? There it is.
You fool! Enough! You are indeed worthy. And so now, my power is yours.
Time? But, like, what?
How does it feel? Horrible, isn't it? But wonderful, yes. Who you were before is insignificant. Who you are now is inconceivable. But here you shall remain till I have need of you again. For one must always reign beneath dusk.
And, yeah, and then we jam a crystal into our forehead. Andrew Holshut apparently did do some of the voice acting. Sir, I was just looking up the guy who voiced Nyla towards the end there. He has had a very fascinating and strange voice acting career. He's Caleb in Blood, which means nothing to me. But it sounds like that's the main character.
Pray that you never
Correct, late of all.
in my 1,000 other forms.
He's also in Total Annihilation Kingdoms, Star Siege, Path of Emblem, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance as the narrator. The Colonel from Metroid Other M, here. He's also Minos Prime in Ultra Kill. And yeah, he's in his Mario Party 8. What? He's apparently in Gloomwood as well. Yeah, I gotta verify something. Either way, thank you very much, Disco, twice. No, I'm going to look at it, Mr. Ed. You never know. You never know. I suppose you know the questions. Like, the first one will put towards blood, as you already mentioned. Outlaws. I'll put both of them towards it. Okay. All of what is. And thank you, Kenix Cow, very much. I suppose you know the question. Jack, Thirsty Suitors, and Call of Juarez. They'll never stop calling, though.
Kill the intruder.
Okay. So, this is when I asked the question, how many waves are there? So, from a programming perspective, endless modes follow one of two paths. Either they're not actually endless because they have a finite plateau of escalation, or they're not actually endless because they have a soft cap. In other words, they keep escalating forever, which means at a certain point in time, you can't anymore. It just becomes physically impossible, right?
The intruder.
I'm curious which this is, if anybody knows the answer to that. I will take it by the sudden silence that nobody knows the answer to my question. I got this. So that means... So, you weren't really listening to me. That's okay, I don't blame you. Soft cap, then. Items and ammo have been respawning as I go. Yeah, like this pistol's already back. And here's some mortar ammo. We're dead. Minigame positive. Moving on. I mean, options are always nice, so that's just kind of whatever. Nice thumbnail, by the way, for the speedrun here. Now I know who that is. It's us! Alright. So we're gonna mute this because this guy just yammers on and plays licensed music while he's doing his thing. So, I do a preliminary audit here. Okay. He looks like a very normal person. He's also... Oh, God. So a bit of an FOV warning. Jesus Christ. You like bunny hopping, right? Yep, there was level 1. 9.02 seconds. In case you missed that. Oh, God. What's the name of this game again? DUSK. That's right. I mean, isn't this how you treasure hunt? I gotta get that loot. I gotta get that loot. That's an interesting strategy. Yeah, when you get to the Lego store and everything's half off. It went over the level and level trigger. I'll have to look at that while I'm doing some paperworky stuff later. Thank you, Platonia. Meh. Yeah, I specifically picked an inbounds run. The out-of-bounds run is substantially faster. Well, maybe I shouldn't say substantially. It is faster. I don't remember by how much right now. So negative. My goodness, Linnerith. I swear to God, if you, like, won an award for singing, you'd be like, I don't really deserve this. Yeah, his timer is per level, so it doesn't matter how much time he spends in between levels. For whatever it's worth, I don't mind that, but I also think that's kind of cheating. I wouldn't do that. No real judgment, but eh. The problem is, we have a thing for that. Individual levels. ILs are a well-respected thing, and should be. Stringing ILs together is just... eh. It's not a speed run at that point. It's a series of ILs, which is fine, but that's not world record at that point, you know? Now that's true, Ross. A lot of games live and breathe on ILs. Yeah, a lot of racing games, honestly, a lot of FPS games. If you look up the leaderboards for like Doom or Quake or whatever, you will find mostly people posting IL records, not full runs. Weirdly enough, I've never seen anybody posting ILs for Mega Man stuff. I think it's because so much of Mega Man is about what you bring in from other stages, and so your sequence matters, right? Whether you do Cut Man first or last is a substantial change to what you can do. That was E3 M7 Homecoming. What do I enjoy about speedrunning? Well, that's an interesting question. Because I've been speedrunning since before I knew the term existed. I used to do speedruns and challenge runs back when I was a kid on my NES. So, like, that's something I've done for almost as long as I've been a gamer. Okay, do you do randomizers, Mockingburns? Yes, soap is an instant killer. As it should be. I mean, yeah, the most easiest and obvious way to explain why I like speedrunning, why most people like speedrunning, is because it's something you can do. It's challenging yourself. It's an accomplishment. Speedrunning is a subgenre of challenge running. Like, if you've ever wanted to do X game of any type, while limiting yourself in any way in order to make it more fun, congratulations. You have done a challenge run. That's the basic answer, though. For me personally, 37 plus is the level, by the way. The only game that surpasses that of the FPSs we've covered in sheer level design is Quake 1. It's got a few other issues, but level design is not one of them. Yeah, exactly, Ross. And yeah, if you've ever done a thing where you limit yourself in a Pokemon game, congratulations. You have done a challenge run. Nuzlocke, Gym Challenge, Monotype, or not Monotype, Monotype is a Gym Challenge. What do you call it? Solo and Married are the other two ones. I have spedrun FF6 many times. In fact, some of you who have been around long enough might remember the Kefka races. Yeah, a married run is like a solo run, but you get a second. So a solo run is exactly what it is. You get one. You get one Pokemon, that's it. There's some side rules for like HMs and stuff, but that's it. A married run is you get two. And there's some sub-variants, like some people insist they have to be different Pokemon, or some people insist they actually have to specifically be the same Pokemon, or whatever. I have heard of a Soul Link. I've never had the option to do one with someone, since that's kind of time-consuming and requires someone else being interested in the concept. For those of you who know, our Soul Link is two people who are basically doing a challenge run, that is to say a Nuzlocke, simultaneously. But the thing is, they link specific Pokemon together. So, like, if I pick up a, I don't know, a Vaporeon, and you pick up a Jigglypuff, they're now linked. So if your Jigglypuff dies, my Vaporeon dies. So any failure you do affects the other. Anyway, sorry, I was getting back to... I keep doing this thing, Mockingbirds. I apologize. I start answering a question, then I move on. Then I do something else. Then I go back to answering your question. Speedrunning feels like it's pushing my mastery of a given game. It's making me have to demonstrate that I know the game in question. It's also why I only do certain types of categories or certain specific challenges of speedruns, is because... wow. Because, you know, some speedruns just challenge your memorization or tolerance for padding or glitching through walls or whatever, and that's just not interesting to me. But if I can prove that I can beat Mega Man 2 in 15 minutes with just the Buster, which I can, by the way, that feels... that's satisfying to me, right? It proves that I have knowledge and understanding of the game sufficient in order to be able to accomplish that. I know a lot of people who don't like speedruns, but it's also worth noting speedruns are a very broad category, like so many other things are. Like, you remember when I showed off that FTL task the other day? And by the other day, I mean, like, literally 2 days ago. That was just boring, right? That's just... why are you showing me this? If I can interrupt this speedrun for just a second, I want to show you something. That's right, it's boobs! But no, for real, watch this, okay? So, some people... here, let me get the boobs off the screen. There you go. Some people say they don't like speedruns, or they don't like tasks or whatever. And I've always kind of believed that some of those people are saying that because they see a speedrun like this. Now, if you know this game, which none of you do, you understand that he just skipped to the last stage. Instantly. Probably shouldn't have even been able to do that. There's also some under-the-hood RNG manipulation going on, and he also did a little bit of screwing with the physics. Like that. And there's the last boss. Yep. There's the last boss for real this time, even though it's completely bugged out now. And you're getting my point, right? Now, and here's the end screen. And here's another stage. And we don't know what's going on here. This is a task, not a speedrun. But, like, the point is... you could see how someone watching this, especially if they're not familiar with the game, are just like, what? And there you go, boom, game. The end. And that's not as interesting. If I could use another comparison, I'm not going to show you, but if I could use another comparison, many of the Metroid Prime 1 runs are, in my opinion, extraordinarily boring to watch. I can appreciate intellectually the skill that goes into it and the memorization. Because, for those of you not aware, a Metroid Prime speedrun involves constantly being out of bounds, but also the game can crash very easily if you're out of bounds. So you have to do very specific maneuverings to make sure you're always avoiding crash zones, and make sure you're loading the next area. Because Metroid Prime 1 has loading triggers. You don't see them. You're not supposed to see them in a normal playthrough, but they're there. So you have to know where the loading scripts are, and you have to know where the crash zones are, and you have to navigate without any real indicators because you're out of bounds. The graphics aren't working properly. That's impressive, but really boring to watch. And it's one of the reasons why no out of bounds is such a common category in speedruns. And yes, I am familiar with Baldur's Gate 3 speedruns. I was following them as they were developing, actually. There it is. Oh, absolutely. Like, sometimes the huh can be worth the price of admission. I mean, have you ever seen a Half-Life 2 speedrun? E1M8. There it is. Ah, that one. And yeah, Portal speedruns are just like, what? If I actually, hang on. I can't find it. There's actually a speedrun for Chrono Trigger. So for those of you familiar with Chrono Trigger, the long and the short of it is what you do is you get into the trial, the court trial, take control of the character in the court trial. The portal to Lavos is active in that state when it shouldn't be, and then you go straight to the last boss. That's another good, huh? One. Anyways, I'm not trying to sell you on speedruns, Mockingbirds, or Disco. It's just trying to explain the perspective. There's a reason a lot of people compare speedrunning to sports, is because in several ways the mentality is the same. Keep doing the same general thing over and over and over to try and do slightly better at it. Yes, Lunarith. Oh god, that was a whole thing, Mockingbirds. That's... I feel like I got pretty good at that glitch by the end there, but setting that up the first time... Oof. Right, I need to see what modding support this game has. Hang on. Yeah, absolutely, Lunarith. No, we're well into speedrunning being kind of a cottage its own industry, its own little thing at this point. There was a lot of people who would be like, I'm just going to put forth a speed run because that way I will be the world record holder because no one's sped run it. And then other people are like, oh my god, people are speedrunning this game. And yeah. Why would you ever do that to yourself, Kira White Noise? Yeah, apparently the chapel counts as an enemy. Who knew? Or maybe more accurately, I bet you the altar counts as the enemy. Oh no, what if the whirlwind does? Something in there does. I will give one mod support as a gimme. I don't see anything about tools. But they do have Steam Workshop, so sure, one positive. I actually went looking. There are SDK tools available elsewhere, but not in the game itself, or in the Steam Tools folder. So that it doesn't get credit for that. For the usual reasons. Oh my god. I need the Prey Season 2 mount. Holy crap. Sorry, I hit a thing completely by accident, and... that looks really cool. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Yeah, that pretty much makes my point for me, Mr. Red. If there's a Steam Workshop, sure. Otherwise, sorry, it's a WoW thing, Drew. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nobody plays WoW. Nobody plays WoW. Oh god, he's almost done with the game. I gotta hurry. Yeah, story and level design are the two things this game does best, so... Uh-oh, now we're playing Yakuza. What in the world? Actually, no. Although there was a bad level later on, but most of episode 3 was really solid. You know how in some cases the last levels are the best designed? The ones they do last? I know it's also obviously the inverse of that sometimes, but in this case, the last few levels were clearly the last ones they designed. Oh god, Zen. Freaking Zen. Yeah, I'm curious if this is going to show up on anybody's game I'm most likely to pick up because the stream list. So anyways, final boss time. Definitely the time for beast mode. There is, in fact, a cigar. But apparently heals it. I didn't know that. You'd think it would lower your HP by 1 per use. And players would do it anyways. No, Lord Harriman, I can't even disagree with that. And time. Jesus Christ. Well, just real quick, I just want to show this off. Check this thing out. Look at it. Look at it. Behold its glory. This is the Season 2 Delve mount. I'm getting that, so... I'm pretty much guaranteed to get that. I'm almost done. Give me a minute here. Oh, hey, leveling agility. Hey, what do you know? This is on random, if it's not obvious. And yes, I have a whole playlist. I call it the Grunge playlist. It's just a bunch of songs that kind of feel this vibe. I'm sure it's not grunge, and I don't care. It's actually specifically called grunge because the original one was called Grind. And the Grind playlist was a lot more 80s electronica, like, fast-paced stuff. So when I had to come up with a more low-tier, low-tempo thing, you know, we got the high and we got the low. It was utterly natural to call it grunge. Grind and grunge. It also makes sure they're right next to each other on the sorting for the playlist, which is very important to me. If you ever wonder why some of my playlists have things like Z's or zeros in them, it's because I want them at the beginning or the end. That's hysterical, Dr. Winter. I just enjoy delves. That's really all that boils down to. The bonus gear is nice, but really, I do delves because I like doing delves. Like Rax was talking about the other day, it's content I do because it's fun. I know, that is kind of weird. No, it is. It is actually kind of weird to do that in any game, especially in MMO. What do you think the theme is of this game? Oh, that's right, futility. We'll call that good. Let's see, what's its competition? Right now, the king of the FPSs is Modern Warfare 2 and Doom 4, which are so close to each other as to be almost tied. Yes, sorry. 5. Doom 2016. Also known as Doom 4. Are you worthy, mockingbirds? And Doom 5 is Doom Eternal. Which makes Doom 6 the Dark Ages, I think. Doom 64, amusingly enough, is Doom 3. That's not actually a joke. Oh, is it really plutonium? I didn't know that. So that makes so that would actually make Dark Ages 3.5. It is my fault. I have no idea what this song is called. It's just leveling agility now. That's just what it is. We have all accepted this reality. Listen, Mr. Red, someone must always reign over Dusk. So, amusingly enough, it's easy enough to talk about Doom Cubed by calling it Doom Cubed. Now I know what you're thinking, but it says Doom 3 in the title. Actually, it doesn't. If you look it up, it really is Doom Cubed. It's Doom with a 3 to the third power. It also has nothing to do with anything. It's just over there on its own. How to make a Doom RTS? The Doom guy would be a terrain hazard that you need to avoid at all costs. No, wrong. No, the whole goal is you have to be throwing wave after wave of troops at him in order to like slow him down while you're actually accomplishing whatever your real goal is. And so you're just feeding hundreds and hundreds of troops into the Thresher as he's just mulching through them. Yeah, actually. Reverse tower defense or reverse dungeon keeper or whatever. And he's just like, "Rah." And yeah, like, I like Takota's idea. There's the hell space, and that's probably where Doom Guy is. And you need to, like, delay him down there long enough so you can do whatever it is you're doing in real space or, you know, whatever. There's objectives. That feels like a concept game, actually. I probably wouldn't turn that into a full game. So, probably just have a bunch of different objectives as achievements or something like that for survive X amount of time, corrupt this many human areas, expand to the nearest system with your troops, you know, just basically accomplish certain specific things before inevitably the Doom guy does overwhelm you and defeats you. Because he's going to. Like, he's your ticking clock. Ironically, there is an actual gameplay mechanic for that. It's usually referred to in board games as a Doom clock. I'm not making that up. You can look it up. It's a very common mechanic in a lot of board games. I ever play Forbidden Desert or Forbidden Island, there is a Doom clock. Eldritch Horror or Arkham Horror, those have Doom clocks. Pandemic, most versions of Pandemic also have a Doom clock. thought I did get that positive. I did. Okay. Cool. How about Dark Age of Camelot, Disco? See you around, Mockingbirds. Have fun. That's actually really funny, Mr. Red. It's going to technically score higher because it's a shorter game. That is funny. On the story axis, I mean. Because that's a pretty decent density. Will there be a second stream? No. Yeah, that's 2.49 positives per hour. That's pretty high story density. I've been thinking about this for a minute. I think I'm not going to give a negative for the absence of map. I think this is one of those would have been better with a map situations. But I do think the negatives for specific levels, which suck when you don't have a map, are justified. I'll just mention that when I get to my notes. I was chewing on that for a while, because the absence of map was irritating several times. Yeah, enjoy the game? I mean, it was a well-done game. It's getting the coffee tag, if that's what you're asking, but it is a very well-done game. Replayability. Yeah, it's copy wrong to hell and back. It's Froda Fry. Froda Fry? I can't do German. Fire away. Amusingly, I think this does deserve the first, but no others. I mean, I guess, I don't even know what I'm saying. It doesn't deserve the second. It doesn't deserve the third. I sure hope so, Dr. Winter. I'm almost sick of it continuing to exist. As strange as that sounds. What's your argument for the second or the third, Mr. Red? Yeah, amusingly enough, if Mass Effect had ended after 3, it would have been fine. Andromeda didn't really add anything to the pot. 4 is not gonna... Okay. It has never been done before, no, Mr. Red. There are 3 replay positives. They're each technically an individual positive. I just don't feel like making there be 3 slots for the same thing on the audit sheet. Because replayability is such a bonus points kind of a thing, I don't give too much additional points for it. Hence why my question was, what's your argument? Interesting. DUSK, ladies and gentlemen. Plus 24 to story. That's really high. That is really good story density, too, at 2.49 per hour and a ratio of 100%. I didn't come up with a story negative. Shrug. Gameplay. Plus 58. That is also really high. In fact, there's only one FPS we have covered that beats that in raw gameplay score. That is Doom 4, by the way. That is 6.01 positives per hour and a ratio of 87.18%. All of those are really solid numbers. Can I get a drum roll, please? Oh, where's the guessing sheet? Where's the guessing sheet? I just had it up. Ah, I apparently closed it on accident. That's funny. So, we have quite a few FPSs we've covered that have gone over the 100 marker. And for those of you who don't actually know what that means, anything above 100 is really freaking good. So, Modern Warfare 1, Titanfall 2, Modern Warfare 1R, Doom 5, Halo Reach, all of those are over 100. At the very top, we have Modern Warfare 2 at 251. Immediately behind that, we have Doom 4 at 242. And immediately after that, we have DUSK at 224.91. Which means Blades of War wins by virtue of having guessed the highest. You were actually close in the interest of fairness, although that looked like a mean guess. I will put that towards Pokemon ZA. I'm not sure what type we'll be doing. We'll be doing a challenge run for that, too. Pokemon ZA, Dynasty, Warriors, Origins, and Star Ocean 2R. And I was just about to say, Alchemist, I hope you enjoyed this run. Or what it is. I will be spending most of the rest of the day playing catch-up. I have a lot of crap to do that I have just not had time to do lately. Not the least of which being writing up a ton of notes and that document so that exactly no people can ever actually read the review document. But I'm going to be doing it because there might be one person who reads it. Whoever you are, you're the real champion here. And then tomorrow, we'll be starting up with Gravity Circuit.